I did behead a guy, but he did kill a bunch of people.
Well then.
Oh yeah, you did, didn't you? Yikes.
Let's begin. So, brief recap. As not a huge amount of substance story-wise happened. You know, you guys departed Yelion, made your way to the outskirts of the forest. You passed through the elven camp that protects against the human logging operation. Saw the scale of what had previously been deforested in the past and the remnants of a small outpost, presumably from the human side, to for a small sort of village town for the lumberjacks to reside in. Pass that on by, and
So shocked at how many.
and made your way further on towards Rosenzen. On the way, you encountered a group of orcs that claimed to be travelers and traders. However, when they invited you to join them a little overzealously, you guys wisely decided you were going to move on. You weren't going to stay and linger with these traders, as you ascertained. Yes. Moving down the road, you set up your camp for the night, a little ways off, and Stix spotted an ambush coming. Divided down either side of the road as they were, he was able to waylay one group in a heavy tangle of plants, vastly reducing their numbers and forcing the fight to be much easier for you guys, as you only had half the group to fight, as they tried to take you with their advantage of numbers. Subsequently, they were quite easy to dispatch, and the other group that got tangled in the grass decided, fuck this shit, this ain't worth dying for, so they pieced the scene not to be seen during the combat, and you guys carried on your way.
Nailed it.
That is the similar sound my notes made when Stix just removed half of them from the equation. So,
you got the most important part of last session where we established after about half an hour of talking that Boogaloo was to be our safe word for run away.
Boogaloo is the code word for run away now for the party.
I'm trying to put that in my notes.
And so we ended on a bright and breezy morning. You guys making your way further on towards Rosenzen. You can see now that as the third day out of Yelion passes, you have certainly come within sight of the large lake that spreads towards the edge of the forest as you move southwest, slowly coming closer to it. You can see sort of the lack of any sort of features in the environment in the distance, no hills or anything. You can just see this lake that almost looks like as vast across as it is in places, almost looks like the coastline of the sea from this distance. And you can see the mountain that stands a little ways outside the city as well, getting ever closer. The day is bright, however, the cloud is that sort of foggy grey. You know, it's like a continual blanket, but you can see the sun above as this sort of glowing white spot on a sea of like misty grey cloud above you. So spirits are a little bit sort of dampened by the greyness as you make your way. Wagon once again pulled by Elvis and Lloyd Cedric. And as the day passes, you begin to make out some more details of the landscape that you're passing through. You can start to see a little bit of activity and things up and down the lake. You can see a few small clusters of villages that you pass a little ways off the main road that are on the edge of the lake itself, fishing boats and things like that. In one of them you do spot quite a large, certainly dwarfing any other ship, quite a large galley with large blue sails that seem to be, you can't see any banners or anything like that on them. You can just see, rather than usual white canvas, these sails appear to be furled and blue. There is a flag flying from the top of the mast that you can see. But you make your way on, moving down the main road. As you do pass sort of a steadier stream of traffic than you have generally moving throughout the forest, but by no means a regular amount of people are you coming across just yet. But you do pass the occasional person here or there, a farmer maybe coming back with some trade or what have you, the odd sort of wandering tinkerer and so forth with their sort of big pack of tradable items. But the day passes generally peacefully. You guys entertain yourselves as you do. Everyone eventually gets bored of Neo playing I spy something beginning with L. Is it lake? Yes, it is lake. And then the game of I Spy lapses into silence for 5 minutes before Neo I spy again. I imagine someone would eventually tell him to shut up. But on this day, who is driving the wagon? There's been some various successes.
I think that I was awful, so let's not go with me.
I was surprisingly good at it, so I'll give it.
Another dexterity check.
Absolutely. Just click that wrong button to get myself shit back. So just a straight dexterity check. Yeah,
just a straight dexterity check. 10. Stix's prowess with the wagon has been waning after what now must have been beginner's luck, it seems. He's somehow getting worse and worse each time he's in charge. And you do find yourselves all jostled and banged on the bumpy roads as Stix is at the helm. But you make good progress, nothing goes hugely awry. And you keep on keeping on. Stix is driving. Who is anyone sort of keeping an eye out or anything like that? Are you all just sort of chilling in the back, letting him lead the way?
I don't mind keeping an eye out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you'd probably be sat up front with Stix.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can you make a perception check for me? There's no great need for navigation at this point. You've got a couple of fairly big landmarks in terms of the. So this is why there is no survival check required. You've got a couple of fairly big landmarks in terms of the lake and the mountain, so you can sort of aim between, heading towards Rosenzen at the southern tip of the lake where it spills out into the Rose River. But yes. Oh, and you spot it for some time actually. There are a large set of footprints that leave deep impressions in the softer ground beside the main road, and you spot where they come in. You can tell distinctly the direction that they are travelling in. That these large sets of footprints, you think bipedal creatures, has approached from the east, has come towards the road and then has followed the road. And it followed the road for probably about half an hour before these footprints diverged again, moving away from the main road. And you think probably with where you guys have reached now, the mountain is more towards your southeast. They're headed in that direction. Potentially these very large footprints heading towards the mountain. But you're a good few miles away. There is every chance that whatever this thing is, it may not have, it may have diverged again. That's what you see, certainly with a 26 perception.
Do I know what it is?
Do you know what they are? You could pause and take a closer look at them, get down and sort of like actually sort of wander amongst them and have a look with your ranger skills amongst them, and that would be a survival check to examine and identify.
Could I make a nature check? See if I can
find it. Make a nature check.
Fuck.
Yeah, so you pull the wagon over for a little bit and you guys get down and start having a look. 22. So these are incredibly large footprints. They look humanoid in nature, except for the fact that they are so massive. Indeed, they are giant in size.
Oh.
Yes, they are my shoes. I am walking around.
Do we happen to know if there is any kind of giant presence in and around this? Like, is this like a normal thing, do we think?
Giants are relatively common, throughout Kavran. You have encountered a few. They are few and far between generally, certainly in the open plains, because they stick out so much, being so tall that they generally attract the attention of A, other giants, and B, people that don't like giants. So they, even if they are not particularly at risk, it's still unpleasant to be shot at and chased and so forth.
Right.
They are a sentient race, as you know, or they're a mix of giants that that are sentient. So to see signs of giants is not the most unusual thing. I'd certainly say with a 26 perception and a 22 nature between the two of you, you can tell that these are relatively fresh, certainly probably within the last day or so.
There do be giant.
More likely the last 12 hours, you reckon, between your nature skills. And you know that they can travel quite quickly. So they could be lingering in the area, you're not sure, or if they had a reason to, they could have moved off at a pace and been many miles from here.
Okay.
Yeah.
No.
Giants tend to be fairly roaming, is the common knowledge around them. There is not much known about if or where they have clans and homes and things like that, whether they do have such a thing.
Okay. Okay, I guess in that case, we just get back on the cart, keep an eye out, make sure. I mean, they're giants, and we're right to a lake. Surely we might. But then, I imagine there's more stuff around here. Yeah, just get back on the cart.
Okay.
Heading round, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. Keep on keeping on.
Yep.
The day, the morning turns to afternoon as you keep going, and the mist cover burns off a little bit. Certainly at ground level, it's clear and you can see a reasonable distance, but this sort of persistent, sort of like hazy cloud overhead remains. The sun never fully sort of breaks through and clears it, so you're never quite in sunshine.
What do I have to roll to see if this is foreshadowing ominous weather?
What, the fact that it's cloudy?
Yeah, so it might mean that something bad is happening. It's normally what happens in books, right?
Yeah, you can.
Well, yeah, usually is, but Arwen can't read.
Oh, very
So
true.
how would she know?
Yeah. No, I've got no idea. I think this is great. This is a good sign, guys.
Rain can only mean good things.
Absolutely.
And so, day begins to turn to night as you make your way forward, and you come across what appears to be a broken cart.
Free cart.
Free cars.
You can see one of the wheels is smashed beyond belief. I mean, you can't even tell that there was a wheel there. Whatever happened to it, something certainly impacted this cart with tremendous force. There is the unfortunate horse that was harnessed to it is still lying between the shafts, but is a bloody pile of bones. Flesh and meat has been mostly picked clean. The cart itself seems to have this one large impact against it. You can see, the wheel on one side and the rear of it has been shattered to some degree and is lying on its side off the road.
Can we go up a little closer and try and investigate it?
Yeah.
Like a little bit of an odd thing.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll go up too close because I'm very aware we have a meeting to keep. Don't want to get too sidetracked, but just to make sure everything.
Okay. Well, make a perception check then. Just glancing at it from a little
Perception check.
closer at the glance.
Where's the button for perception checks? Actually, intelligence. My intelligence is quite good for a paladin, but my perception is not.
No, unfortunately, you look at it and your attention is mainly drawn on to the remains of this horse. Scraps of flesh clinging to bones and the like. You can see quite clearly from one of the angles its legs have been broken. Whether that's in what happened to the cart or not, you don't know.
Okay.
But, the remains of this horse seem to draw your eye as a strong animal lover, Stix.
Okay. I guess if I can't, so I can't really see anything around. Just ask the group, do we think something was, do we want to take a proper look at this, see if this is something we want to properly investigate, or should we skedaddle?
How did you see how long it had been like this for?
The cart?
Yeah.
Probably not.
If you wanted, you could investigate the cart yourself.
Yeah, I guess if I can't really see anything, can I now sort of go up to it a little closer and see if I can make some kind of investigation check or something?
Yeah, you move up and make an investigation
Can I
check.
help?
Yeah, you can help. Yeah, so the two of you walk over and start like examining the cart, trying to sort of like lift a few of the pieces off the ground and turning them over in your hands and so forth to see what happened. 20. Okay, so you can see up close now, little sort of claw marks and things on the fragments of protruding bone. You can see almost like something's like clawed meat off it. To eat, which this thing has been stripped up close as well. Now you can see that the cart was actually slightly larger than you first anticipated. A little bit, with the wet weather recently, it's sunk a little bit into the soft ground beside the road, and you can actually see that 2 horses would have been used to pull something like this. It's a similar width to your own. However, there is no sign, absolutely no sign, no body or anything like that of the second horse. And for a wagon of this size, if it was unloaded, it potentially could be pulled by one animal. But you can see signs of broken strappings and things that a second animal was harnessed there, but there is absolutely no sign of it at all. Whether it survived enough to be released and the owner of the cart was able to make it off on them, you don't know. Or whether whatever it was taken by, whatever happened, whatever did this thing to this cart, or whether maybe it broke free and that's why the cart crashed. You can certainly see that the straps appear to have been snapped. The wagon itself, there's a surprising amount around it. Looking through it, you can see sort of discarded off it several sacks, and looking through, you can find a decent amount of mundane produce, a few potatoes, carrots, even a sack of flour that's kind of soaked in moisture from the ground through the sack and kind of become ruined now. But you could potentially take the potatoes and the carrots and things. If you have a wagon, they would be good for a few days.
No, I think I'll probably leave the food. No, but wait. Okay. Do I know of any creatures that like horses, like to eat horses? Or specifically, do I know that giants like to eat horses?
You would know. I'll take your 22 nature check from before. You would know that horse is something giants eat. They don't tend to be picky eaters, and they do have quite large, appetites.
Okay, so giants come along eating some horses. Okay, I'm going to head back to the car and say we should probably move on, but be like very, very wary.
Yeah. Always needs to keep watch.
Yeah. Okay. And get back on the car. Rosenzen.
Okay.
On it.
Mm-hmm.
Should we not stop for the night and just keep alternating who's on watch and driving it, and then swap so that...
Yes, we can at least stave off a little bit of exhaustion until we get to the city. Because it's only on the other side of the lake. We can make it there soon-ish, maybe. I don't know.
So 2 people can be sleeping for a bit, and then 2 people can be driving, and then we swap.
Yeah.
Okay.
People.
Okay. So you guys carry on. You don't stop. There's sun eventually properly sets, and you keep sort of trundling on through the night in order to rest. The cart itself, especially with no one having proficiency in land vehicles, being able to control it very well. The ride is not the most comfortable, so resting is tricky. It's going to be, a reasonably difficult piloting check to pilot it well enough that anyone will be able to get any rest.
Okay.
So it'll be a case of whoever pilots it, obviously they won't be sleeping. Someone keeping watch, they won't be sleeping. 2 people can try and get some rest, but whether or not they can depends on the piloting check. If you want the person piloting it to be the person keeping watch, that can also be done, but it will make those checks harder if you're trying to do 2 jobs at once.
Okay.
It's up to you guys. And we'll probably just say pairs, and we'll do 4 hours, sort of to cover the night, as it were.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I guess I'll go first.
Okay. You piloting or are you keeping watch?
I will. I've already been
driving
piloting.
rather than piloting.
Yeah. I've already been driving for most of the day, so I'll probably keep on driving through the evening.
Okay. Dexterity check from you then. And who, if anyone, is staying up with Stix to keep watch?
No!
I think Arwen would want to go last so that she can drive into Rosenzen and be awake for her child.
Okay.
So either Klari or Neo.
I guess
Okay.
you're with me.
Okay, so Stix and Klari. It is a very uncomfortable
He's gonna be up
travel. Yeah, Stix, for whatever reason, Arwen, while you're trying to sleep in the back, you're sure he's deliberately hitting every single pothole in the road. And
sounds about right.
somehow he's digging, somehow you're convinced he's going out and digging extra ones in front of the cart to drive into, just to keep you awake. Needless to say, neither you nor Neo gets a wink of sleep.
Excellent. So glad.
Can you both roll Constitution saving throws?
Indeed.
I'll roll Neo's. Yeah, +3 from Neo.
15.
Okay, you both managed to stave off exhaustion for the first night.
Nice.
I'm running on adrenaline.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so excited.
Okay. Well, after a few hours, you swap, and you and Neo take the helm.
Mm-hmm. What is it to
It's
drive?
just straight dexterity to drive, unless you have proficiency in land vehicles.
I'm quite dexterous. I think I'll do better than Neo.
Okay, so you can leave Neo with the perception check.
Yeah.
Yeah, never leave Neo with anything that's got anything to do with dexterity.
Ah, shit. No.
He will make you disappointed.
I mean, he's got +1 perception and +1 dexterity, so it's much of a muchness.
Oh, my perception's way better. Damn it. Oh well.
Well,
Well, I'm driving better than Stix. So.
yes, you're driving better than Stix. Unfortunately, in the dark, you have very limited vision. Elvis and Lloyd Cedric don't have dark vision, so it's quite difficult to get them going.
They would, because they're fey creatures.
Yeah, but they use the stat blocks of regular.
Oh. Annoying.
Yeah. Also, just because they're fey doesn't mean they have dark vision.
My boy, it's like to feed. Well, he is a plant.
Oh. No. No, don't worry.
Okay.
I thought it
So,
was a part of
unfortunately, a 14 is not high enough for Klari and Stix to be able to get a comfortable night's rest in. You managed to get a little bit of rest, so you don't have to make the exhaustion check, but you don't get the benefits of a long rest in this
That's
instance. Can you make Constitution saving throws for Lloyd Cedric, and for Elvis, please.
Of course.
What does
Uh,
he do?
Come on, Elvis, my boy.
3 for Lloyd Cedric. So
Uh,
I'm not sure what a horse's constitution bonus is, but I don't think it's 4.
17 for Elvis.
Elvis is pulling strong.
He's thriving.
We'll just check what
A giant goat.
Yeah, you can have a giant goat.
You can go.
Where is horse?
Click.
Is horse in this book? Horse might be in the other book.
It's in the player's handbook.
Yeah, it's not in the monster manual. It's in the player's handbook.
Yes.
Either way, I'm pretty confident with a 3.
Yeah, I don't think he's doing anything. It's war horse, isn't it?
Yes. They are a bit hard.
Warhorse. 30 constitution.
Warhorse. +1. So even with all the bonuses, yeah, Lloyd Cedric begins to flag, and you realise you've been driving these animals for quite some time now, probably close on 16 hours, without too much of a rest, just sort of plodding on. And even though, he's a horse and he's hardy and he can keep going, you do recognise that he is starting to flag a little bit. Breathing is a little bit more laboured in the cold of the night. You can see in the very small amount of moonlight that's creeping through the clouds, you can see the sort of, rather than the sort of the gentle exhalations of Elvis, you can see these sort of more forceful puffs of steam that are rising off Lloyd Cedric, and you can see the smell of slightly sweaty horse does reach you.
Ew.
So he's having a bit of a rough time, and is unfortunately means that without a rest, your pace is going to slow.
What happened? What if I?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Look at that. Look at the spells. What if I were to... do nothing? I ain't got anything.
What if I conjure animals?
Okay. We're going to replace Lloyd Cedric for an hour.
Yes.
Okay.
So he can rest for an hour.
Yeah, you can do that if you like.
I would like to do that.
Okay.
I need a book because I don't know what animal is a good animal.
Well, I would recommend probably just a horse.
Yeah, but I just need to make sure it's...
It's definitely not more than challenge rating 2.
Well, I just needed to... Yeah. A war horse.
Yeah.
Or a tiger. No, a war horse.
A tiger would be more challenging, as you don't have the correct arrangement of things to attach it.
What about 8 rats?
I'm going to say that 8 regular rats. 1 would be near impossible to harness. 2 would be nowhere near strong enough to pull the cart.
I'll go with the horse.
Okay. You go with the horse, yeah?
This time.
Okay. So that covers off an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Are you going to do that just once? Or are you going to do that for multiple hours?
How long does Lloyd Cedric need to rest?
I will probably say... I'll probably say at least, because he failed his exhaustion check, essentially at least 4 hours before he is resummoned. Like a half rest for summoning. I don't know actually. Maybe no. I'll say an hour, and then you can re-summon him because he is a summoned animal. He's like so he's not it's not like you're magically transporting him from somewhere to where you are. You are essentially creating a summoned creature. So I'll say an hour, a single use, and then Neo can cast Find Steed again.
Nice. Ta-da.
Ta-da!
A horse. Cedric Lloyd.
Cedric Lloyd.
Cedric Lloyd. Ledric Soyd.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Ledric Soyd. Ledric Soyd has been summoned.
Oh dear. Yes, he has.
Okay, yeah, so you do that, and you get underway again, and fortunately lose, very little time. You manage to make a good amount of time.
Nice.
As the light begins to slowly dawn in the early hours, around sort of 6 in the morning, where you can really start to see any distance away. You can see the city coming into view, and you're confident that by the afternoon, probably, having travelled through the night, you will make it to the city.
Woohoo!
Nice.
In the morning, you still have Arwen driving with Neo keeping watch. He did have to take a brief break to resummon Cedric, but that's just 10 minutes. Are you going to maintain driving? Maintain driving and watch as it currently is?
Yeah, it's fine with me.
Okay.
It's fine with everyone else.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, another dexterity check for the day then for you, and another perception check for Neo. That's a 3.
Excellent. He's so good at this. Excellent.
Gets it
so
to a
good
4
at
total.
this.
You're a bit tired, you haven't actually had a nice rest, but as you say, the excitement of hopefully seeing Hugo soon is pushing you through. But yeah, Neo is attempting to keep watch, and mainly it's just tiredness. You can see he's just his head's sort of lolling every couple of minutes, and he'll shake himself awake and give himself a little slap and look around. But he's just tired, not really paying attention. And so all of you just suddenly hear this as this giant boulder sails overhead and lands on the other side of the road with a dull thud just whoop into the soft earth.
Can we see where it came from?
Yeah, you can see it's come from a ways off to your left, in the shadowy gloom of the early morning light. You can see 3 large figures looming in your general direction, and as you look, you can see 2 more boulders are already in flight towards you.
Fucking yeah. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Okay.
Yeah, diddly. Yeah.
Well, Arwen is currently at the reins.
Diddly.
Sure, diddly.
Can I sort of? I mean, I'm assuming I would be able to see or hear this.
Yes.
So, sort of offer, say, Arwen, I think we might need you on shooting duty.
Oh yeah, I can do that.
So do you want to switch?
Sure.
Sweet. I'll take the reins from her, and she can get on the back and shoot with Klari if they start chasing.
Okay. You pull a quick switch. Arwen, you get out your bow, and Stix gives the giddy up. And you can see around sort of 150 feet away behind you, there are 3 giants hefting large rocks and hurling them in your direction.
Stix, you're good at making giants not do things. You did that one time.
Well, when I can't do things, I do that by killing them. Or I have in the past. By, like, cutting their ear off or something. So what I will do is actually... it's not a bit of a waste of a third level spell. I will...
Fine. I wasted one conjuring an animal.
Fantastic.
Keep moving.
Yeah, before I switch out with thing, can I slightly retcon and just say, like, I reach my hand out behind the cart and place it on the floor as it just passes and cast plant growth behind us.
Yeah.
So that it potentially maybe stops them following us as fast as they might want to, or like maybe not like behind it, but in whatever direction they were, like to our left or whatever. So yeah, in that sort of direction. And yeah.
Okay.
So that
plant growth.
Yep. Plant growth. That is a 100-foot radius. All normal plants at 100-foot radius. Thick and overgrown. So fuck them and all their movement.
Okay.
And then switch with Arwen and get a move on.
Okay.
Pretty cool.
Okay. Arwen, what are you doing at this point? Is there anything you'd like Neo to be doing? Anything that you're doing, Klari?
Neo just needs to, I don't know, not do anything. Have a nap or something. How far away are the giants?
At this point, sort of the point you make the switch, they're about 150 feet away.
Perfect.
Spike growth.
Oh, that's a shame. That's
right
a
on their tootsies.
The radius of spike growth.
20 feet.
Okay, and I believe some sort of check is involved when it's cast.
Any creature that... No. It's only if you can't see it.
When a creature moves... Any creature that can't see the area at the time the spell is cast. Okay, so they can see it.
Yeah.
So they can see that it's spiky.
Well, they'll get spiked immediately because it's literally under their tootsies.
Okay. So roll me 3 sets of damage for spike growth.
Excellent. What a great day. Where is it?
Crunch. The tootsies.
Oh, it's not my thing. Is it?
Spike growth is 2d4, I think, per bit of movement.
Yeah, it's just not on the...
Okay, well, roll 2d4 for me.
3 times, yeah?
Yes. So the first one takes 6.
4.
Second one 4. Third one
And 4.
Okay. Okay. So you do this. Stix is driving the cart, and oh no, I've dropped a thing on the floor. Can you find it?
Yes. Carry on.
Yes, Stix is driving the cart. Klari, what are you up to, if anything?
There's a lot I can't do.
Okay.
Yeah. Certainly.
No, not currently.
Okay.
Alright.
I will say that the speed of the wagon is the regular speed of probably Elvis, who I believe as a giant elk has a speed of 40.
Giant elk has a speed of 50.
Okay.
I'm 99% sure. I will just double check, make sure, but I'm pretty sure an elk. Yeah, 50.
Okay. So I say the speed of the wagon is 50 feet per round.
Didn't need to put that. One initiative.
But it will require will require a piloting check to a dexterity check to enable dashing. Essentially.
Will require okie dokie. Would that check be alleviated, or would it potentially help me whatsoever if I was to? Oh no, wait! It takes a minute. No, it takes an action to cast that. If I was to speak with animals, do I think that might make the check somewhat easier? Could I? I mean, could I then make some kind of persuasion check or something along those lines?
I'll give you advantage on the check if you speak with animals, because it will allow you to work together alongside them rather than just piloting, rather than just driving on your own. Go.
Oh, that was useful, wasn't it?
Okay, so even at this, you guys are a little bit faster than they are. They have to, and they just spend their first round. Well, as you guys are casting these spells, 3 more rocks are thrown, and then you make the switch and you begin to try and dash away. So we shall resolve the 3 rocks first. Okay. Disadvantage. So I need to just roll these balls. Okay. So 2 of them come streaking through the air.
Well, goodbye, cart.
And indeed clip the cart somewhat. 1 and...
Oh! If I... Okay. Might be a bit weird. If I were to use a channel divinity...
Yeah.
My sort of vine, do I think, because obviously I've spread all the leaves and shit over the top, and that was mainly for decorative purposes and to camouflage, but do I think I could use my channel divinity to try and almost the root almost helps keep a lot of the cart together, like these roots almost pulling sections of the cart together?
What does your channel divinity do?
It grapples people. It restrains people.
Okay.
Make a dex or strength save or be by the vine. Is its description. So do I think I could potentially do something like that? Or is that
if the cart needed holding together, potentially that would help you hold it together. But for the first round, initially, the cart takes 2 hits. From these rocks, coming in from the side. Both of them one of them sort of clips a canopy, and the other one impacts with the tail end of the cart, causing it to sort of fishtail wildly before you get it under control. and you begin trying to dash away. Unfortunately, perhaps due to this impact through a rock putting you off, you're not able to get the speed and control the animals that you want. And so these giants begin to start chasing you down now. They make a little bit of progress through, but they are slightly impeded by the hindrances you have put in their way. You see two of them go one way and one of them goes the other, and they spread out around the obstructions in their path, but it does slow them down a little bit.
I mean, they're like 200 feet around the plant growth if they wanted to get around that.
They also are in difficult terrain, and every time they move 5 feet, they have to take damage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they've taken that damage to essentially get out because they're so large. They are able to get out quickly.
I thought that damage was when it was created.
Yeah, because they were moving through. Because you created it under them, and they were moving
They
through.
weren't moving; they were stood still.
This whole thing was in, possibly not that clearly it's described, but was in motion. Because if they were stood still, they wouldn't take any damage, because they only take damage when they move.
Yeah, but it sprouted up, so therefore it should. Okay.
Rules as written, the spell only deals damage when they move. So for them to take damage, they were moving.
Okay. Well, they would have had to move 20 feet out of the thing. So they need to take it 4 times each.
But they are larger creatures, so they can effectively move and like jump a little bit to get out of this, because they can see the area you've cast. Because they are so big, they can just. I'm saying that they can. They can move 40 feet, but they are large, very tall creatures, and so a small amount of spiky ground. I'm saying that they can easily just like leap and step to jump over, because they are so large.
Okay.
They are tall giants.
Good.
Anyway, Stix, you are at the reins. Make another dexterity check with advantage.
Oh, please be better than the last time.
19. Yeah, okay. So with this connection, you do manage to get a little bit more control. Speaking to the animals, calming them, getting them focused as the cart sort of fishtails around wildly. I'll say for the purposes of this, I'll let you guys know the cart has about 50 HP in this scenario. It's taken 9 so far. The giants do their best to push on, and they dash a little bit, having to spread out. But they do dash, and you can see that they seem to be quite eager in this chase now. Before we move on to next round, any actions you like to do? I think Stix, your actions are quite limited as you are driving.
Yeah.
You can call anything out from Neo, anything you want to do yourselves.
I think I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah. I think I'm good.
Okay. Then another dexterity check from you, Stix.
Still with advantage?
Yeah.
Fucking.
Speak with animals is not a concentration spell, is it?
Concentration, I don't believe so. No, it's a ritual. Or it can be cast as a ritual.
Okay.
But, yeah.
Okay. And you encourage as Arwen, watching, and Klari, you're watching back, you see these sort of like 3 like packs of rocks that they take, and they scoop up another rock, and there's this sort of roar and shout as they all throw 3 more rocks. Yes. That's a natural 1. So again, they almost like overshoot, trying to, as you guys are coming away from them now, you can see these rocks just fly overhead and just land in the road around you. Anything, again, if you want to do anything, just chime in, otherwise we'll move straight on.
I don't think there's much I can do on.
Yeah, unless you want to give up the reins, Stix, you're pretty much out.
Yeah, diggity.
Okay, if you want to keep dashing, another dexterity check. Larry wants to.
I mean, do you have any spells or anything you can do?
There's not really anything I can do right now, so we can...
Oh, we're far away from you, aren't they? You got to take like that. Oh, thank God for advantage. Oh. Yes. Nothing stupid animals. That's fun. Oh, yeah, we keep around. But yeah, 21.
Yeah, 21. Yeah, again, one of these rocks like lands in front of you, and you quickly like pull the reins to the side and like swerve around it and get the cart back on track. Moving a little bit further ahead. Those will miss. Those will miss. That one is going terribly. And those will miss. So again, 3 more rocks. You're now pushing out on the rocks as they come in and landing sort of beside you. You reckon maybe 1-2 more rounds, depending on how it goes, Stix, you might be able to pull out of range of these rocks. Slowed down as they have been by this large area of growth. They can't keep up for as long, and you were quick to react to something closing in and lunging off the cart.
Keep going, my lads.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, another dexterity check then.
I guess we're pretty far from them now. Another dexterity check. Dexterity check.
18. Yeah, still chugging along. You're able to keep control of these animals. However, this time one of them does find its mark. The cart takes another 5 damage. That's 14 total. You can feel it. There's a few sort of like creaks and rattles that certainly weren't there before. Starts to take over. There is this hole has been punched through the canopy, and it's sort of like as this rock has landed in the cart itself. It's not too massive, doesn't hit anyone fortunately, but does sort of splinter a couple of the floorboards, and you're gonna need to patch that hole at some point. But you're still driving a cart. You're still driving the wagon for the most part. This one's sort of towards the back, right on the tail end of this. What seems to be the right range. One final dexterity check.
Oh,
See how this goes.
please. Of course, the final one fails. Of course, the final one.
Almost, as you're like looking back, you're trying to see out of this range, you like take your eye off it, and you hit like quite a big sort of like rock in the road that unsteadies you. You've been dashing for quite a few rounds now. Make Constitution saving throws for Elvis and what did you name the new horse?
No, it's Lloyd Cedric.
Yeah, but we call him. What was it?
No, but Lloyd Cedric's there now. Because mine was only there for an
hour. Oh, okay. That's what you named your. Sorry, I thought that's what you renamed when Neo resummoned.
Rename Neo.
Okay.
Throws 11.
11. Okay, and Lloyd Cedric is 10 with his bonus. She's just enough. You reckon you'll be able to keep dashing, but you realise you're putting quite a strain on these horses now.
Yeesh.
And you've lost the ground. First one will still just miss. Oh, it just misses. That one will hit. You know, one more rock as you have to slow down and the horses start puffing a little bit. It's another 8 damage to the wagon. So up to 22 now, so it's floating around half hit points.
Yeah, that's not good.
Oh, when you sort of lean your head out the side and you can see with the impacts to the side of this thing, one of the wheels is just sort of wobbling a little bit as you're going along. You're still pulling strong, but you know, too many more hits and the wagon's going to be in real bad shape. It's up to you guys. What would you like to do? Do you want to keep running? Do you want to keep trying to?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're still in the back. I'll say with that, the giants are pulling in. They dropped back a little bit. They pulled into around the range of about 150 feet again. So it's up to you what you want to do.
150 feet, you say?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Arwen, that's still within range of a longbow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're both 600 feet at disadvantage.
Oh god,
but,
yeah.
So it's up to you what you want to do. Neo has his crossbow,
How big are these rocks?
These rocks they're small enough that a giant can carry multiple of them around, but they're probably around sort of bowling ball sized. So a giant can carry multiple of them and throw them at prey.
Would a normal arrow hitting it in the air
do anything to it?
Yeah,
No.
like move it off
No,
course?
it wouldn't. An arrow wouldn't have enough.
What about a silver one?
No, it's still, because it's not magical or anything like that. It's not about overcoming any resistance the rock has. Silver just refers to how the head has been treated and what the head is made from. It's not like a fully silver arrow. It's not an entirely metal arrow.
I mean, I don't really want to kill a giant. I just want my child back, and then we can go killing things.
Well, it's up to you.
I just want them to stop throwing things.
Well, how are you going to do that?
Stop throwing things at me.
Oh, wait, what's the range on this problem?
I shall.
But it's
At the giants?
Yes, at the giants.
maybe. Yeah,
You
it's only
are
around.
at the giants?
Yes.
You
But
see
they
no change
stop.
in their behaviour.
Give them the finger.
Okay.
Fuck you, giants. Can I? No, I got nothing really. I'm not not really a ranged person, me. So
Can
I'm
you?
good.
Can you make plant growth grow like onto someone? Like from you to someone else, and then like wrap around them.
No. You have to take what natural plants there are, and it just enhances them.
How boring.
There is a 4th level spell called Entangle, or Grasping Vine, or something like that. I think Grasping Vine.
Yeah, it's rough.
That can literally grab someone.
But can you make a nice line from one place to the other, and then?
I believe you can deliberately leave sections out of plant growth, so you could grow plants in a line if you wished.
I think I mean, I could do that, but then they can just like, if I did it in a line, they could just step to the side of the line. Keep.
Yeah, it doesn't stop them from moving. How quickly does fire go when going along a line of magically grown plants?
Probably not very well, as they'd be quite leafy and damp.
Damn it.
What are you guys doing?
I don't know.
If you do nothing this round, then I'm just going to call the driving check, and we're going to move on with the next set of rocks.
I think. Okay, so
you guys, you casting any spells, making any attacks?
I'll say to Klari, or actually whoever's in the front with me, I guess, which sadly might be Neo.
It's probably still Neo. But you can shout into the back, you know.
Yeah, I'll just say, okay, I got an idea. Someone take these fucking reins from me. Hold on.
Okay. Do you want that to be Neo? Or do you want that to be someone else?
Say, someone take these fucking reins from me and I'll just hold them up. So whoever grabs first.
Unless someone else does it, Neo sitting next to you is... But
Yeah.
if someone else wants to take control, then that is up to them.
I'll do it.
Arwen's going to do it. Okay.
And I'm going to lean off the side and I'm going to cast plant growth again.
Mm-hmm.
Try and just keep them way the fuck back.
Okay. This is now a more direct chase scenario, given the distance that you guys have travelled, so they will have to pretty much wade directly through it. This time.
And I'll sort of get off the back, or get to the back.
Okay, I was going to say get off the back.
Yeah, sort of get in the back, and dimension door on their face. No, I would love to do that, but sadly, no.
It's an option.
It's an option. I'll tell you what, I would totally take that option if I could get back, but you can only do it once a day, which is very, very sad.
Very cool. Just hiya, your face.
Yeah, it'd be like that thing. I can't remember the movie. Actually, no, it's like a bunch of movies where they're like, wait here, and then they jump onto the other car, just take out the car, and then back onto their original car, except it's with giants.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I will.
So Stix is casting plant growth again. Dexterity check from you, Arwen. 19. Okay. You guys are able to dash. They have to use their full actions to dash through this tangle of plant growth to maintain any semblance of keeping up, and you guys get away a little bit more. Once more, so Constitution saving throws from Elvis and Lloyd Cedric for dashing multiple rounds in a row, pulling a large cart or a large wagon.
Elvis, my sweet.
Stop using the big dice.
I'm assuming that didn't bode well. 20. Unnatural 20, but...
Unnatural 20. No, it's... Yeah. Lloyd Cedric got a 5, so +1, 6, even with Stix's bonus. It's only a 10, which was the DC on the first round. So unfortunately, Lloyd Cedric, and particularly as he was suffering the night before, it seems fitting, really starts to become laboured, and you feel the cart becoming slower on one side as you can see there as he's starting to lag a little bit, but Elvis is still pulling strong, and so you can see he starts to lag, and one side of the cart is still. So your speed is slightly affected at this point.
Can I summon an animal directly into the harnessy bit of Lloyd Cedric?
Neo would have to dismiss him.
Mm-hmm.
And you would have to summon an animal directly. I'll say for this, yes, but it will require a reasonably high DC Arcana check to place it in exactly the right spot as you cast it.
Go on then.
And Arcana is based on intelligence, just to let you know. If you'll want to try it. If you get it wrong, the cart will stop, probably kill your summon, and possibly trash the cart as well, as it runs over whatever you summon. Just, those are the stakes. Because if you don't get it, then it's going to have to make a save to avoid basically being dragged underneath a cart that's trundling along.
Oh, God, can you imagine that? Just someone's having doo-doosh.
Those are your stakes. Full warning going in. Not saying you can't do it. Just saying you're going to have to make a...
Maybe not then.
It's up to you, you know?
Yeah, maybe not.
Okay. So the cart starts to... like, the giants don't get any attacks this round because they are wading through this tangle. To keep pursuing directly, they have to directly go through this tangle of vegetation. So they are trying to use their actions to dash to get through this. You've got another round of activity. What are you guys doing? Your capability of dashing with the cart has lessened, I'll say.
But also, they've been slowed by
They've been slowed.
1/5 of their regular speed. So I feel like we probably have means to slow down slightly now. And while in the back of the cart, I'll do that thing with my channel divinity to try and just keep it together somewhat.
It's still on effectively half its hit points. If you want to save that for a little bit longer, you can. Yeah, so it's taken 22 out of 50 damage for this scenario.
Yeah, okay. I'll probably save that a little bit.
Okay. Are you guys remaining in the cart? Are you launching any attacks, or are you just hoping and keeping going?
I mean, my longest attack puffs out at around 30 feet, so...
Mm-hmm.
If I conjure an animal, can I then hook it with my hempen rope to pull the cart with us?
No, it requires proper, like, harnessing tack to effectively pull the cart. Otherwise, it's essentially just, like... It's more essentially working against the cart itself because it's not got the proper, like, harnessing tack to pull.
Could try and summon animals to go after them.
Oh yeah, I could do that. That would be a good plan, wouldn't it? Oh god. Yes. Oh, give me a book.
Give you a book. What sort of book? I have this sort of book.
Oh, thank you.
Do you want that book, or do you want...
I don't know. There's a lot
There's animals in the back of that.
Oh, they're in the back. How exciting.
Give me a book. Anne's Pride and Prejudice.
Romancing the Stone.
I will throw it at them. Get the awkward tree. Oh no. Awakened tree.
Awkward tree.
Me on the daily.
I will remind you, Neo does have a crossbow.
Yeah,
If
but
you-
he's shit with that.
Yes.
He is absolutely dog shit with that.
Okay, well, if you don't want him to use it, that's fine. I'm just...
No,
Those
no,
are
no.
the options.
No, like, he can use it if he so wishes. But I'm like, Stix isn't going to mention it knowing how well it's gone previously. And I imagine he and Arwen seeing his effectiveness against the dragon. Well,
A crossbow bolt is ejected from the back of the wagon. It's too far away to tell.
It's in the shrubs, isn't it?
It's somewhere out there.
I want
there's someone out there like, ow!
3 days later, someone wanders in. Does this belong to you?
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
Okay.
Oh,
What are you summoning,
a
Arwen?
4 giant badgers. 8 giant badgers.
8 giant badgers.
8
Okay.
giant badgers.
Hold the line.
Okay.
They have the same. They can multi-attack just like the death dog, and they have basically the same hit. It's eat. I'm going giant badgers.
Okay. 8 giant badgers, you said?
Yeah, 8 of them.
Okay.
They're running.
All right. So, if Arwen was driving, so cart moves at regular speed. As they're wading through. Yeah, I don't want to stop and roll a combat between 3 giants and 8 badgers. So I'm just gonna knock off some hit points in my head, basically. What's the badger's roll to hit? +3.
+3.
Damage is an average of 10 if both attacks hit. Okay. I'll knock off some. So yeah, you see I'll say actually it's more about the badgers are probably not going to really deal any damage to.
No, they're just annoying.
They're just an annoyance that the giants need to take longer to stamp out, literally. And while the giants are initially pleased, believing they've been given an offering, when the badgers are destroyed, they are enraged because the badgers just disappear and don't leave any tasty food left for them. So yeah, I'll say this adds an extra round to their slow. So they are dropping back a little bit further.
Excellent. We'll kill them on the way back.
Yeah. I mean, are we going back? I mean,
Well, no.
then
I
don't know.
know if we're going this way. But
some shit. I don't know. Not looking forward to the desert. I think plant growth will actually work in the desert because it says all natural plants. I ain't shit.
So this is effectively now, I'll say, is going to come down to your steeds and whether or not they can continue to dash. At this point, I'll say three successes or 3 failures. Okay.
If it helps, I have one more 3rd level spell, and I'll cast plant growth again if I have.
Okay. If you're going to do that, if you're willing to commit that, then I'll say that that'll reduce it to 2, 2 successes and 4 failures. Is now your window.
Boom.
Essentially.
can I roll the dice for?
Yeah. You can roll the dice for Lloyd Cedric.
Want the dice because
Okay.
you keep rolling badly.
So the bonus to this is 5.
Okay, the D20.
Yeah.
Of course it is. Keep
It's
rolling.
5 from his natural constitution and
12 is
Stix.
a lot better than 5.
His bonus.
Yes.
Yes, that's 17, so that's first success from both of them.
And
13 goes to 18.
wait, we only needed 2.
Yeah.
Look at me. Don't roll for the horses
Don't roll for the horses with my manual dice.
with your big chunky dice.
Okay, well, that's fine. Yeah, so eventually, you guys put enough distance between yourselves that you can see them give up effectively. There is one, like a couple more, like feeble, like rocks fall way short, and you guys successfully manage to make enough distance that you see them fall off, and you can slow down enough to after a little while to start to rest the horses. You can see Elvis is doing okay, still like tired and a sweaty elk. Lloyd Cedric is very knackered. Has taken some exhaustion for him. And your remaining travel is going to be the speed of your regular travel. Your relaxed pace is going to be slightly diminished now because of his exhaustion. But you have successfully cleared the way.
Excellent. Can I
Yay!
now conjure a horse to replace him without it becoming a ground up burger?
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes, you can stop. Neo will dismiss Lloyd Cedric. And you can conjure an animal to take his place. You can probably conjure multiple animals and you can rest Elvis as well if you want. But
My boy's fine.
I-
He's
Yeah, if Elvis is fine, then it's fine.
I mean, yeah, because you're only summoning horses, so you could summon many.
he's clippity.
Summon several to ride for a bit if you wanted. It's up to you.
We could buy like more. Like, do you think we could buy at some point more like saddles and stuff to connect up to this, so that then we could potentially get more horses for extra speed?
You could pay to have the wagon adapted. Yeah, you'd have to get longer shafts to mount animals. Because at the moment, Neo and Lloyd are mounted side by side. If you extended that, you could get it to mount
But the
four.
problem, we would need those all the time, wouldn't we?
Can't we just get ones that kind of fold out? It's on like hinges.
Maybe.
Oh,
I mean, if you wanted to propose that as a design, that would be interesting.
To be fair, I also had some ideas. I was thinking we could buy a lot of shields and stick them on the side of the wagon like our Vikings used to do to their ship. So that, A, we never run out of shields. That's always like handy. And B, the cart has protection. It can like slightly add to its like AC if that's a cart thing, you know?
Do you want a hat with horns on it as well?
Hmm?
Do you want a hat with horns on it as well?
I mean, giving the cart some horns would be pretty fucking cool. Imagine that. Oh, spiked wheels!
Oh my... Oh, Arwen approves this message.
Yes. Alright, we're gonna... Alright, where's the local Rosenzen Pimp My Ride?
You want a Pimp My Ride episode?
You like that instead of what I have
No,
planned, would you?
Hugo back.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Then-
I can improvise a Pimp My Ride episode if you wish.
Oh my god, I've just thought of the single greatest idea I think I've ever thought of in my life. We tie a rope to Hugo and then we tie a rope to the back of the wagon and then he can practice flying.
Oh my god, I
We
love it.
bring him along like he's gliding in the air.
It'll be like a little kite.
Yeah! Then we're teaching him flying. Yes!
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah, we're doing this. This is happening. I do not care.
Oh.
Okay.
We need to get him. We might need to get him like a little saddle and stuff as well.
Oh my god, yes.
Oh, and then we can take him for walks. I guess he doesn't need that one all the time. And you know, he's a growing boy. He'd need a bigger one. It would be pointless.
Okay. So, while you guys plan a small dragon kite, the scenery continues to trundle by as this excited conversation draws on. And you guys have now made it a significant way, certainly with this impromptu rapid dash covering much more distance in a shorter period of time than you were planning on doing. You've made it significantly closer to Rosenzen, and as the conjure animal slowly fades, but you make it, Neo summons Lloyd Cedric again, and you carry on. Eventually, you make it almost to Rosenzen. You can see it's on the far side of the river, nestled between the river mouth itself and the lake. You do have to cross the river, but there is a large bridge. For doing so, you can see a couple of miles up the way. Making your way across, you can see the waters are despite its name, the Rose River, you can see the waters are traditional, coloured. They are this close to the lake. They are relatively clean and clear. However, there is a little bit of discoloration from them as they have passed by the city, so you may not want to bathe in this section, as it were, as the river rushes by. Moving back up towards the city now, setting your sights on it, you can see a reasonably small city, spread out around. For the last couple of hours, you've been travelling through potential farmland. You can see a lot more of it on this side of the river, crops in the fields and so forth. And now I need a different set of notes. I can't have them all open at once. There we go. Nestled on the edge of the lake and the Rose River. See what looks like a relatively small city. As you approach one of the eastern gates, what I will do actually for everyone's benefit is throw you over to this map. So you can see multiple gates to the city. The majority of the city is encased inside a high but fairly basic looking wooden palisade wall. Approaching from the east, you can see from the eastern gate, some sections of the wall have been upgraded, and indeed where the wall meets the water of the riverbank, you can see a large section has been converted into stone, but this has stopped. You can see there doesn't seem to be any signs of it currently continuing. The gate you're approaching is large and impressive. I've realised I've got compass directions wrong in my notes. That's awkward. You can also see immediately exiting the outside the city, there is signs of a moat having been dug. But again, similar to the upgrades to the walls, the moat seems partially completed. There are signs of recent construction over the wall. You can see a number of dwarves on it and about it, giving orders as bits of stone are lifted and moved. You can see a large crane on the other side, constructed from wood, is being used to raise blocks up and down. While the moat itself currently lies dry and bare, and you can see there was a where it approaches the riverbank, potentially plans to divert it to create this moat at some point. There is a large fortification held up with wooden braces and things like that to hold up what remains of the bank of the river. outside the gate, you can see there is a long queue leading into the city where many tens of people are lined up. Guards seem to be issuing messages or warnings to people. You're not quite sure from this distance. And you eventually make your way up, right up to the city's edge, and join the back of the queue. Slowly, as time ticks on, you filter forwards at a reasonable rate. On the cart, as you are, you have a good view of things ahead. Indeed, as you move in, you can see this road that leads up to the city is surrounded by tents, small wooden structures, and little hovels of all sorts of size and shape. There is indeed more remnants of this close to the city wall. You can see where a swathe of this has been recently sort of cleared away, and there is flattened, sort of discarded tents and flattened structures up against close to the edge of the wall, where it has been converted into stone. Moving through, people are moving through this slum as it is. You can see a good mix of people. The majority are human, but there are a good mix of dwarves and dragonborn sort of amongst them, and you see quite a fair few tieflings amongst them as well. People around you, some of them don't seem too keen to be waiting in this queue to enter the city with the slums around you. You see a few people sort of clutching purses and coin purses and things quite closely. A little ways ahead of you, you can see a group of sort of armoured, adventuring-looking individuals. One of them stands quite tall with red hair and a big grey axe slung over his back. But the thing that mostly catches your eye is a set of quite fresh-looking taloned claws that he has slung sort of like all sort of like tied up together and just like slung over one shoulder like a pack of these things. You can see some of them still sort of like, you can see there's a stain sort of like down his cloak where the blood from them has dripped. And looking at the party of 4 adventurers, you estimate, you can see all of them are carrying a small collection of these talons that they have acquired from somewhere. But they seem to be engaging in conversation amongst themselves. Slowly, bit by bit, the light begins to drop as you enter the afternoon and you finally make it forward. When you finally reach the front, you are approached by the guards wave you forwards. They ask you your names and your business in the city.
Hello. My name is Stix. Arwen, Klari, Neo. We are here to meet a member of the council of Kavran. One Lady Genevieve awaits our meeting.
Mm-hmm.
We would be appreciative if we could pass through quickly.
Yeah. You will have to get down off the cart for this, and a couple of them. So you're all sort of you'll disembark the cart as they just ask you a few quick questions. And then there's a couple of guards like look over the cart, and it's basically empty at this point, so it doesn't take too long. They ask you all your names. And they ask you if you've been to the city before, if you've been recently, and if not, they will inform you that there is a new curfew in place and that no one is to be within the streets after midnight.
What time can I get up, though?
After midnight, I mean,
That's like
does
1
anyone
minute.
ever wake up? Like,
They tell you between midnight and first light.
okay. I was going to say, because after midnight, I mean, how does anyone get anything done the next day? That's technically after times. Not good.
Why?
Yeah, that's probably a good question.
They will not say.
Why?
I
By
reckon.
order of his lordship is all they will tell you.
I reckon Lady Genevieve probably knows a thing or two about this. If we go and try and speak with her, we get Hugo back. And besides, this place ain't our fucking problem.
No, I'm just nosy and I want to know.
Okay. To be fair, it probably should be our problem, but...
Who's the Lord?
The Lord? You asked the question.
Uh-huh.
The Lord is Lord Rickard Harkston.
Christ alive.
Rickard Harpston. Harkston.
Lord.
Right.
Rickard.
It's at the top if you want it there.
Flipping heck.
Lord Rickard Harkston.
Rickard. I need it back. Heart.
CKST.
Yeah.
Lord Rickard Harkston is the Lord of the city. As you guys make your way away from this group of guards that have been questioning you, one of them grabs Neo by the wrist and sort of pulls him around to face him and says, "Alright now, especially you, no trouble, none are like any of yours out there. Just warning you, no trouble." You see Neo, who generally, doesn't keep in, generally keeps sort of a relatively like
Hard as heck. You're going to be there a while.
calm and contained demeanor, like sort of just straightens up and squares his shoulders, and you can see now as he does so, he does stand a good few inches over this guard and just looks down at him. You see what is normally quite a placid face turn to quite a stony edge on Neo's face. He doesn't say anything, he just stares down at this guard, and you see a very small flash of light within his eyes, and the guard just takes a quick step back. It's like, didn't mean anything by it, I just meant no trouble. And sort of, then he backs off, and Neo just turns around with a slight curl at the corner of his lips.
I want to go up to the man and say, "It's a good job I need to be here for a very important reason, otherwise I would get very mad at you right now. Don't be mean to one specific race of people, because that's racist. You've been told, sir."
Arwen really clamping down on racism. Fuck.
He would get battered if I didn't have Hugo to take care of.
I mean, what's really wrong with tieflings? I mean, I get they're a little bit horny, but...
Suddenly some rocks fall from the sky.
Not again.
The giants are back. They're
Did you
attacking
make
the
jokes
giants.
earlier? Is that why the giants were after us?
Maybe.
What
Oh,
do
I
know
did.
about your
I did
jokes?
put a joke up yesterday, which was pretty bad. Maybe that's why we're nearly killed. Why does everybody love hit point? Because they're the life of the party. I was on the floor after I heard that.
Oh dear.
Anyway,
So
we're in the city now. Or we're heading
you
in.
guys enter the city.
To the Half Pint. Half Pint Inn, Half Pint Tavern. It was in, wasn't it? Half Pint Inn.
Half Pint Inn.
Yeah, I immediately start asking around, where is the Half Pint Inn? I would have asked this guy, and I was about to, but he seemed like a bit of a dick, so no. Yeah, immediately start asking around where that is, and
Okay, make an investigation check.
investigations. Anybody fancy helping me?
I will help.
Thank you.
15.
15.
Yeah, it doesn't take you too long. The half pint inn is quite famous and quite popular. It seems. It's quite a large inn, quite a large travellers inn. A lot of people making their way to and fro. Indeed, a couple of people you speak to say it comes highly recommended by the owners.
Highly recommended by the owners.
The owners, the owner, Damien Colwither, and his daughter and her husband, Molly and Valley Balfrey,
God,
are
it's a family affair.
Yes, are quite well known. They run quite a good establishment. It's quite popular, it seems.
Cool.
Yes, you are given directions to that in short order.
Cool. Let's fucking go on our way.
Okay. So, as you approach, can everyone make a perception check, please?
Perception check. Really wish I had proficiency in perception checks. Perception. So we get fucking 9,000 or some shit. Of course. Oh no, you're not proficient in this. Interesting.
Does anyone want Neo to roll as well? Just
Why not?
with his +1, he gets a 5.
With the +1 or?
No,
It's
that's
nice
5 +1 for
Oh.
6.
It's really nice he's here.
He tries.
He does.
He tries. He's meant to be some kind of prince of some shit, but I mean, I'm just saying. I don't want him to be my prince. He's not.
Is he not your knight in shining armor?
I mean, technically he is now. The Piper bought him some armor. Before he was a knight in shining chain shirt.
As you approach, your eyes are drawn up to the face of the tavern as you hear the sound of arguing from an open window upstairs.
Arguing?
As if the windows on the second or third floor of the large tavern are bedrooms, or rooms of the inn. Silhouetted against the curtains on the second floor are two figures arguing, but you cannot make out exactly what they are saying.
Do we recognize the voices?
You do not. Arwen, with a 21, you do catch a couple of words. You catch the words last time and should have never.
Last time.
That could be anything.
You remember the last time? I should have never. Alright, let's. This city's so dramatic already.
Can we
Jeez.
make like a pyramid of each other and like look through the window?
Well, getting on our shoulders or some shit. Yeah. I mean, I could also just like.
I could pretend I'm cleaning the windows.
Stix being immediately nosy, just misty steps up to the window and like hangs on. Because he's had the curtain shut, right?
Yeah.
But Yeah, I'm doing it to see. Because sometimes you can see like below the curtains, you know, like slightly sort of below them, and I want to see what's going on in there.
Or we could go inside and then just listen through the door.
Nah, shit's already happened now.
Oh, okay, he's up there. Cool.
Okay,
Cool,
so
cool.
Stix misty steps up and hangs on the window. Just make a real quick athletics check to hold on to the window.
Oh, mate, you know, I would love to, because I got +8.
Yeah, that's fine.
Arwen is just below, like.
Okay. From down in the street, there are immediately several voices that shout, "Hey, what on earth are you doing?"
It's fine.
That doesn't work here.
The voices do not relent, and you hear one person shout, "I'm gonna get the guards. You shouldn't be up there."
I Misty step back down. I jump back down.
Oh my god, he's gonna break
Not
it.
wasting spell slots,
Okay.
even though I'm already out of 3rd level ones.
Okay. Roll a dexterity save.
I gladly would. I have +6 to dex save.
Okay.
Oh, 15.
You take 3 bludgeoning damage as you land on the ground.
Yay!
Who needs legs anyway?
Exactly. Okay.
These old knees.
Fortunately,
Yeah.
with a tavern as large as this, there are accommodations for a stables, for patrons that that arrive with horses, and so a stable hand will see to looking after your cart.
I thought you meant the horse, and I was like,
Well-
he's just gonna disappear, and the stable hand's gonna have a fit.
Well, he will also, Elvis is a little bit timid, looking up, like handles Lloyd Cedric just fine, but trying to sort of approach Elvis, with this big rack of antlers and things, looking quite intimidating. Mr. Sir, your thing. What kind of horse is this?
Can you not see this as an elk?
I don't know
It's
what an elk
very-
is.
You don't know what it.
I've never seen one before, sir.
Imagine like a horse,
Yeah.
but it's got
Imagining
the.
a horse.
You know what? You don't have to imagine anything. It's right in front of you. This,
What else looks like?
it's basically exactly the same as a horse.
Okay.
This is what all elks look like, by the way. This is what they're all like.
Okay.
No, they are, Clary. You're from a weird land where elks look strange.
Yeah, Clary's from a weird land where elks are hairy instead of leafy.
Yeah.
That's definitely what's going on.
Yes, he needs a little. He needs plenty of sunlight. Preferably a stable with a little bit of a window so he can get some sunlight. Needs watering 2 to 3 times a day. Put some food in, some hard foods in his room, or give him some hard food. He won't eat them, but he likes the satisfaction of putting them in his mouth and crunching down on them a little bit, effectively turning them to mush. I will not be cleaning this food out of his leaves and bushes. I would expect you to do this sort of thing, but if you pull any leaves out of him, I will be thrusting this sword very, very hardly where the sun doesn't shine. And that's if he doesn't do that first with his antlers. It's very particular.
Okay, sir. I'll try to look after your elk. Please don't stab me with your sword.
Oh, I never said I'd stab you with it. No, it's the handles going up. More of a bludgeoning-esque type thing. That's...
Okay, any other special requirements I should know about?
He might disappear, but don't worry.
Yeah, he might just disappear. That's fine.
Oh god, I got a disappearing not horse to deal with.
It's basically like a horse. except, yeah, it's basically him.
Okay.
Also, if you have hay fever, it's probably best to get someone else to look after him.
Okay. So the wagon is dealt with. You guys make your way inside. It's still late afternoon now, so the bar isn't too crowded. You can see. What is the description? Oh no, this is not right. You can see behind the bar is a woman with long reddish hair, polishing a glass as you enter. A man, old in his sort of 50s or 60s, you reckon, salt and pepper, hair and beard. You can see is currently bringing in a keg, and another man is currently chatting to a couple of patrons at the table, it looks like, and looks up. When you look up, you can see reasonably long, again, sort of fairly like grizzled, like longish hair. But straightens up from the table, turns in your direction, lifts up a couple of like empty tankards and turns towards you and says, welcome. What can we do for you all?
There should be someone staying within these premises. A lady Genevieve. We have been in correspondence with her, and we would like to meet. We've arranged to meet her here. Would she be around this area?
I'm not sure I know anyone by that name, but
she had with her.
Let me check with my wife, and we'll see.
She had with her another gentleman and a small black dragon. Animal. Small black animal. Reptilian.
Oh, yes, I know the one.
I don't know how they feel about little dragons.
Yes, no, it's fine. Old Damien was a little bit worried about it, but worried it burned down his life and livelihood. But she assured us it'd be no bother, and put a handsome deposit behind the bar just in case.
It's okay. He won't burn anything. He's an acid boy.
Right. My wife will be happy to serve you some drinks if you wish, and I'll go knock on the lady's door, see if she's in.
Can I come with you? Pretty please. Please.
Yeah, I think we'd all actually rather like to come with, if that's okay.
Sure. I don't see what harm that could do.
A great friend.
Are you sure you don't want any drinks or anything?
Afterwards. It's been a long day.
Okay then. He leads you in through the back. You see up a couple of first up one flight of stairs, and then up another. Eventually leading you to a room on the second floor, just approaches one of the doors that seemingly at random, a nondescript door, knocks on the door. You pause for a brief moment, and you hear a familiar voice go, who is it? It's Bally, Yeli, Milady. There's some people here. They say they're got a meeting with you. Okay, yes. I'll be there in just a moment. Wait a couple of seconds, and then the door is opened, and before you can see a stranger, a tall man. Again, another man around his sort of late 40s, early 50s. Dark hair, has crutch under one arm and a bandage around his leg, and appears in the corridor. He's like, who? Cocks his head for a moment of recognition. It's like, so then it's like, my lady, I think it's not the meeting we were expecting. But I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. With that, nods his head.
Accounts has other plans.
Nods his head to Valley, the bartender, and sort of hobbles back, opening the door, allowing you all to enter.
Where's my beautiful boy?
Enter, you see quite a nice, if understated, room, large, plush double bed, and
Sir,
sitting.
I do not care for the covers or the wallpaper. Is my child there?
Sitting in a chair in a corner of the room is Lady Genevieve, who rises to her feet as you enter. As you look over in her direction, to your left, Arwen, there is a small sort of screeching chirp, and then a small leathery black missile pelts you in the face. And a raspy tongue just starts perpetually licking all over your face.
It is a dog.
A dog and a dragon.
This is Bert. He is Hugo's pet dog. No, it is Hugo.
Hugo's pet dog.
In your absence, Hugo got a pet dog. No, there is no dog. There is just Hugo. And these small, little crooning, chirpy noises in between lots of raspy licks to your face of this very rough tongue.
You take 1d4 acid damage.
It's worth it.
Hey, we didn't die. Sup, Hugo? I mean, actually, no, that's a lie. We did die, but we're fine now. Sort of. Mental trauma, you get it.
Arwen is crying on the floor, hugging Hugo.
Yeah, Arwen has just descended onto the floor, and Hugo is just
He's gone.
Hugo has the equivalent of dragon zoomies. Now is just all around the floor, and is just runs to Arwen, and then runs to Stix, and sort of climbs up the halfway up his leg, gripping into his trousers, and then just turns around, dashes off, and is runs back to Arwen, and then to Klari, and then back, and then Neo, and just starts running around, and you have to suddenly watch out, otherwise you're in danger of being tripped up by a dragon. Noticeably bigger in sort of the couple of weeks you haven't seen him. There's you can see a distinct increase in his sort of, not necessarily his size, but he's a little bit more bulky.
He's chubby.
No, he's not chubby. He's just filled. He's lost that gangliness of very young. It's just he's started to lose that gangliness and put on weight and strength in his wings. His time, the few days he spent alone were probably actually quite good for him physically, if emotionally quite distressing.
Yes. It's okay, I'll never leave you ever again.
You have been reunited with Hugo once more. You can add Hugo back to your character sheet.
I hope that I ever take him out.
Booyah, for sure.
He's right up here, surely.
Oh my god, did I take him out? I will cry if I did. There's Arlo and he's not here.
I don't know.
Anyway, yeah, carry on.
You have been reunited with him. Lady Genevieve is there. She looks... You can see she's sort of got a damp eye, and she's just sort of wiping it away. She strolls over, and while Arwen is on the floor being mobbed by a small lizard, she walks up and to you, Klari and Stix and Neo, and gives you all a hug in turn. It's like, I wasn't aware of quite how fond I'd grown of you while you stayed with me until Hugo brought me the bad news, but it's a relief to see you all stay. I must say, when I first heard the message, it was almost too good to be true, and I'm very glad to see that it is true.
Yeah, we're cool. We're alive. Yeah.
Indeed, we must celebrate somewhat this evening. Celebrate your triumphant return, and you can tell me all about your adventures and exactly what transpired. And Hugo was able to communicate a little bit with me in his unique way. Yes, I will. It is a delight. She turns to the dining room. Arthur, if you would go and see Brienne and tell her we have no more need of her knights. Yes, indeed. Also, if you this is the problem with only not having the notes I need open. Where is it? Yes, go see Lady Brienne and tell her we shall not have need of her knights. Also, if you would care to call in on, sort of pause the word, Steel Fist again, tell him that we shall have no need of his contract either.
Steel Fist. I'm very disappointed if
And I was like, yes, my lady, and picks up a cloak and his crutch, which you can see now he's taken with him, but doesn't seem to be needing quite so much. He seems to be walking reasonably normally on his injured leg.
Who are these people?
Lady Brienne is one of the paladins of Salathiel here in the city, an old friend. That's Brian, not Brienne. On your notes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes,
Oh,
she is a paladin of Salathiel.
Sits
a
there.
friend, a friend of mine, growing up until our paths diverged. But
Salathiel, that's the god of somethings.
the afterlife.
The afterlife.
My fancy. Oh, I don't even. Wait, no, I definitely. Oh, it's the afterlife.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they have quite a presence here in the city. You possibly saw the spires from the cathedral on your way in. Yes, I hoped she would be able to help. Unfortunately, she says they have lost quite a few knights recently, and indeed some she was expecting to return. She was awaiting the return of 3 knights, Sir Rendell, Riedel, and Sir Quilla.
Sir Rendell Riedel.
Sir Rendell and Sir Riedel.
Oh.
And Sir Quilla. Along with their squires, they have well, worst case scenario, disappeared. She said they were overdue returning. It's one of the reasons I elected to wait in the city to see if they would return in time to be able to aid us.
What are they doing?
I do not know what they're doing. I just know that Brienne is quite stressed as they are low on numbers since Lord Lupe disappeared with many of the knights from the Order.
What order? The knights.
The Order of Knights of Paladins of Salathiel, devoted to protecting life.
Right. Okay.
And yeah, if you remember, Lord Lupier was the one who chose to head off when the first rumours of this necromantically inclined individual were raised. But yes, as I say, so Brienne's been quite overworked.
Overworked and underpaid. I hear you go.
Yes, and well, there is also a monster hunting guild faction within within the city. I went to see them to see if they would be of any help. But when I mentioned the scale, Steelfist said he would draw up the contract, but it might be some time before anyone brave or bold enough to go up against a dragon came to pass.
What worse?
Lady Genevieve, I have to inquire. The city seems to. They're rather. What's the word? They were.
Tight.
Yeah, the defenses are clearly. Well, they've put up a lot of defenses, and
Yes, the city.
something seems to be going on. Neo was sort of given a warning as we entered.
He didn't
What?
even do anything.
Her eyes turned to look at Neo at this point. Like, I'm sorry about that, Neo. The city is going through a turbulent patch. It's not. Only my position on the council allows me certain access. The city has, well, in the last number of years, has been vastly transformed. When Lord Rickard came to power, he wanted to prosper the city. It was quite small at the time. It has expanded rapidly in recent years. Destined somewhat by the king to be a bastion of trade, between the elves and such. One of our most northern cities, positioned well for trade on the lake as it is. But yes, so the city has expanded rapidly, and the strained conflict has led to paranoia in his lordship's character. If you see him in public, you will not see him without his personal bodyguard. Incredibly tall. What are they called? Hired from across the seas, for sure. A creature with with large horns on his head and incredibly hairy by nature.
Large.
And one of these more bestial folk from.
Like a minotaur.
Yes, that is the word for them.
Cowman.
Ooh.
Cowman and Catmandu.
Cow.
Yes, that is what they're called. Thank you. Sorry, I'm not too familiar with them. Yeah, we don't have them here. I've not met one personally, but that as well. His lordship's paranoia has led him to attempt to fortify the city. He has caused a great deal of controversy. As his initial plan was to build this moat. Some people have, to pay for it, he raised taxes, which increased poverty outside the city. The increase in size meant that more people were deigned to attempt, to expand the city and join it, but yes, it's not. The construction has not been best well handled, as you've probably seen from the slums and things that have sprung up. The poverty has led to thievery, people begging in the streets, and the increase in population from the tieflings, who have unfortunately had to flee their homeland, means that many of them have found themselves residing in these slums. Some of them, having to resort to fighting and stealing and things just to make do, which is probably where the prejudice against Neo has come from.
Why is this man paranoid? Oh, what is he paranoid about?
Well, he believes, positioned as the city is, that he will be attacked in some way.
By who?
He claims the elves, and as such, I mean, you probably saw the state of the outpost to the north. It used to be the logging operation as you came through. Well, he fears the destruction of his city, which is preposterous, but he's a paranoid man with power.
Need to get the charger.
So, what can you do? But yes, no, getting distracted.
Who are you the head of?
Me, I'm the DM. Lady Genevieve, she is the human, half of the human representation on the council.
Is that it? She's not in charge of a specific area. She's just in charge of.
She's in charge of the whole
of
the humans' interest. She's in charge of making sure any decisions the council make are, in theory, for the good of everyone, but she's there to represent the interests of the humans.
Fair enough.
Along with Lord Lucas.
Who has the same last name as her?
Yeah.
This isn't some Game of Thrones thing, is it?
They're not siblings, no.
Okay, no, just making sure.
To remind you, because I did tell you, they are from basically the same place that has been split effectively down the middle, and there is huge amounts of conflict between two halves of what once were the same family, but now are two very generationally enough ago to create two distinctly different families that carry the same name.
Okay.
Before you put Game of Thrones all over this.
Oh, let's just make sure.
Before you get Game of Thrones in my nice D&D.
No, I'm just making sure. Don't want them inbred babies.
Yeah, and so their families are famously feuding in that part of the world where she's from.
Excellent. Where is she from?
She's from a place called Blackmire.
Oh, should have guessed.
What, from Lady Genevieve Blackmire?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Sometimes the clues are there all along and you just have to be able to see them.
didn't. I don't...
Anyway, Arwen's not paying attention. She's too busy playing with Hugo on the floor.
Absolutely.
It's at that point Stix then realizes, oh yes, her first name is Lady.
Yes. Yes, but enough about me. I mean, in this boring city. Let's go down and we'll have a drink or something.
Ooh. Can I take Hugo? Will they be mad?
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Excellent.
Just for the love of God, don't let him spit in anyone's drink.
We'll
Oh
see.
dear Christ.
Someone might be mean to Neo again.
Yeah, good point. Okay, yeah, let them spit in their drink. But...
I will. I have him back now. I can be mean again. It's so good.
Were you?
Yeah, I didn't fight that man.
Good point.
So you all head down to the bar.
Yeah, we do. Let's get drunk.
You'll get in a round of drinks.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I would also like to, at this point, just because I think it'd be funny, just unsummon Elvis.
Oh, no.
Just that, like I know I said to the guy that, but in my mind I'm kind of hoping that like he's there with this and suddenly he just
like
disappears.
stroking some leaves and then just
Yeah.
disappears. Okay. You unsummon Elvis. Okay.
Did we... Wait, what floor were we on?
Top floor.
How many floors are there?
2.
Did we walk past those people who were talking?
You don't know.
What do you mean we don't know?
I mean, okay, make a perception check.
Yeah, thank you.
You're damn right, mate.
Were you really interested in?
I'm very interested.
More interested in getting to see Hugo.
No, I mean walking back.
Oh,
like
walking
when
back.
we're walking out.
Okay.
Back down when I've got my...
15. No, you don't hear any sounds of arguing anymore.
Boring.
I can't wait for Hugo to grow up and for him to have all of his ancient dragon friends, and they're like, my name is Rezafath. Ba-da-da, and then it's just, I am Hugo.
Dun dun dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
Hopefully he'll get like another moniker like
Hugo Thor.
Well, I was thinking more like Hugo the Black Dread or something like that. Or, Hugo the Human Lover or something.
Oh, when little puppy.
Yeah. Those who know him best. It'll be like a name that he's like trying to drop.
Oh,
It's just
I'm trying to be scary with my dragon friends. God.
I'm trying to be scary, Mom.
The village will never hate me, Mom, if you keep making me use this goddamn name.
Yeah. I mean, he's already a black dragon. Can he be any more emo?
I'll try. I'll get him listening to some Viking...
My arcane romance.
That's amazing.
Inspiration.
Yes.
Yes! Oh, I already have inspiration, that's sad.
Oh well. So, you guys settle down in the evening, and over the course of the evening, you fill Lady Genevieve in on your adventure. She eagerly listens. At some point during a couple of hours later, Arthur returns, and he heads his way, up to the room.
What's with him and his leg?
We were attacked. We were attacked on the road, and Arthur was injured. But
What were you attacked by?
Just bandits.
Were there 3 of them?
Yes, it was just a small group.
Did they tell you their names?
No, I didn't.
Probably not.
I didn't catch any names, unfortunately.
Was there
Where
2
were they?
girls and 1 boy?
Are they based like near the city? Is this a problem that we could potentially deal with? Or
This was a little ways. This was closer to Yelion than to Rosenzen. It was just after coming out of the woods.
Okay, cool.
Was it 2 girls and a boy?
I didn't get a clear look at them. Arthur just well, he just told me to run, and he is my protector in this, so I just did as he said. And
Okay. Fair enough. In which case, drink.
yeah, how
Just drinking.
just
Finally.
drinking, just
Finally
putting
taking an evening to go. Okay, we did something.
Wait,
Yeah.
we need to buy a room. Otherwise we're sleeping on the floor.
Deal with that later. Stix are like 3 in by this point. We slept. Remember when we slept on the? Hey, where's the car? We could sleep there.
No, we are not sleeping on the cart again. We didn't sleep.
Basically the same as this
You
place.
can't drive, man.
I can try. Are there any actual laws about drinking and driving a car?
Probably not.
I can drive.
No, you're bad. You dig
No.
holes for me to fall into when you drive.
No, it's fine. I will leave it to my trusty Elvis. He will sort it out.
What are we talking about?
I don't
Oh,
really.
dragon.
I don't know.
So, around this point, a figure slides just into the spare seat at your table. Fairly young looking, short, straight blonde hair. Comes in, has a lute slung over their back, sits down at the table, and it's like, just points at Hugo. It's like, you absolutely have to tell me where you got that from.
I mean that.
I have never seen a dragon before. It's so cool.
Like, it's mine.
What's its name?
Mine.
Its name is mine?
Mm-hmm.
That's not an unusual name for a dragon.
You're an unusual name for a dragon.
No. My name's Caleb.
Hello, Caleb. What do you want?
Oh, I thought I'd get to know some fine travellers.
Please don't take my dragon from me.
It's alright, I'm
Please
not
don't
here.
take my dragon again.
Just sort of leans over towards Klari. It's just like, is your friend alright? Has she had a bit much to drink?
She's fine. She's just Arwen.
Okay. Well, I'm Caleb. Some people know me quite well. Clearly, you guys are new in town if you don't know who I am. But, I'm reasonably well known around these parts for, bangs aside a loop, for playing a tune or two. What brings you all to town? Are you here for the festival as well?
Stix wakes back up. Oh, it's that Pip Pump.
Piper!
Yeah. Oh, he's doing that weird thing with the face.
He's doing the face thing.
He's doing the face. It's really good. And I'll start poking his face.
Please stop poking. No. Who is Pip? I don't know this Piper.
Pippa.
Pip.
Yeah,
I don't
you
know anyone
know,
called Pip.
I'm the guy that was like with the scales.
coming out and stuff. It's him.
You like brought me like back to life. You got
I'd
the.
like to take credit for that. That wasn't. I mean, that sounds like a great story. If you want to tell me, I can make a song of that.
No,
for
I
sure.
think.
Nah, you. He's doing the. You know it. He knows. He knows. He's making me look dumb. That's a word.
Yeah, whoever taught you that.
Ah. That's.
Accidentally pressed the button on my phone.
Yeah. It's the guy. And yeah, Stix fully believes this is Piper doing his weird thing.
Did you run away from her because she kept screaming in your head?
She was weird though.
Who's her? Who are you talking about?
The creepy one.
Bold.
A bald? I don't know any bald women.
You can't miss her. She's not very forgettable. Hell mallet thing.
Is this a friend of yours I should be watching out for?
Yes. She's.
Yeah, she didn't like you. She's probably confused.
I've not met this woman. How could everyone here likes me? I'm the bard of the tavern.
You need to branch out a bit.
Wait, if you're here,
Should be
you
a bard.
followed.
Oh my god, he followed us.
Oh.
Oh.
Were you like you in the wagon?
He held on underneath it like a little crab.
Wait, no, he could turn into things.
Oh
What if he into like, I don't know.
What if he was the giant?
Thing. Oh my god, are you a giant?
At this point, you notice that Caleb suddenly is not paying attention to anything you guys have said for the last minute or so. Indeed, appears to be quite distracted. Following his gaze, you can see him watching a young human woman in a loose light blue dress, long brown hair cascading down her back. As she carries a couple of buckets of ice from behind the bar.
Her eyes are up there.
Without so much as a word to you or anything else, he gets up and just sort of walks away across the bar.
See you later, guy. And then I turn around and I'm like, oh, it's that Piper guy. And I just point to a random person. That's not him anymore. I don't think that's him.
Okay. Can everyone make an insight check for me?
Cigarette.
No.
I mean, it's pointless us doing it because I don't think Chantal can roll less than a 19. Insight.
Yeah.
But you might as well roll. Maybe you'll get like a 20 something. Because fuck it.
That's
Yes.
24.
Yes. Indeed.
Klari knows all.
Chantal, Klari would notice that the barmaid across the way, there's a very slight sort of redness around her eyes as if she's been crying recently.
Aww.
The one that he's going towards.
Indeed. Can everyone also make a perception check for me?
Oh, I like perception.
I do not. Well, I'm not a perceptive person. Oh, you're perceptive.
So, Arwen, you'd be the only one that notice this. You'd see Damien Colwither, the owner you were introduced to, is sort of like taking Barry Balfour, one of the other barmen, sort of like leading him, not overly forcefully, but certainly leading him currently out of the bar into a back room. And I was trying to work out what limb that was for a minute. And also with an 18, you would spot a figure sitting in the corner, currently hood raised, hiding his face mostly in shadow. You'd catch his eyes following the pair out of the room as well.
So this guy's watching the girl and Caleb.
No,
he's watching Damien pull Bally from the room.
Ah, right. Apologies. Okay. This guy... Is he armed? Is he, like, visibly armed?
With a 13 perception check, you'd see he has, like a hunting knife on him, but nothing more than that that you can see. You know, it's common that people at least carry sort of like, you know, hunting knives and daggers around with them.
Okay.
You know, swords and things are rarer, but not uncommon.
Did the two men look angry, or
Damien looks stern.
what about the other one?
A bit sort of confused.
Were the woman with the ice?
Yeah, the barmaid with the ice.
That the wife?
No,
Oh,
she's younger. She's like early 20s. Bally's wife Molly. He told you, you know, the woman who was still working behind the bar and working tables. She's got red hair.
Oh, okay, yeah. Sorry.
That's right.
Okay, so different person.
Yeah.
Was it like those two had an argument, or is it more?
Don't know. All you've seen is one guy.
What direction was she walking away in? Towards the bar or away from it?
She's like moving around the bar. You know, she's like brought in some ice and stuff like that, and she's just continuing to serve drinks and things.
Oh, okay. Maybe it's two separate events then. Who knows?
I think Stix will probably just try and keep his eye on, especially this gentleman who's been looking, you know, at people and things like that.
I'm going to keep my eye on Caleb if you're keeping an eye on the weird man in the corner.
Yeah. But otherwise...
Yeah, you see Caleb approaches the barmaid and they start just having a conversation.
She doesn't seem like she doesn't want to talk to him or anything.
Make an insight check.
I'm not very good with people.
That's alright. You know, she seems, you know, like welcoming and communicative, you know, like doesn't seem to be like actively trying to like end the conversation or shut it down or anything like that.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. So you guys, you know, carry on imbibing. How much is everyone drinking? You know, Genevieve will be fairly modest in her consumption. You know, she will say that given the great news that you guys are alive and well, and you know, she's able to return Hugo to you, she absolutely has to return to the council as swiftly as possible. So she will be leaving the next morning.
Fair enough.
I reckon given the fact that, you know, he's like, you know, died, been experimented on, come back and everything, and we've gone through all this stuff, and we're finally everyone back together, the full gang with Hugo. I think Stix would probably just take that opportunity. And although like, he'd probably like start very, very strong, and then all of this stuff would happen, and he, as much as he'd want to slow it down, his drunken mind would just go, but come on, and probably end up drinking a bit.
Okay.
In the
what quality of beverages are you going for? That basic on tap, or are you going for the top shelf liquor?
just basic stuff. I think
basic on tap. Okay.
That he's a simple guy.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, depending on the number of rounds everyone's drinking, you can knock off. If you're all going basic, you can knock off 4 silver a round.
So that's 100 gold just knocked off.
If you want to knock off that much, then Stix is dead. not because of the consumption, just because he's drowned.
How many coppers in a...
There's 10 coppers in 1 silver.
How many gold in a silver?
There's 10 silver in 1 gold.
Oh god. An electrum piece, that's half...
That's like 20 silver or something. I don't bother with electrum.
Okay, for some reason I think you gave us electrum pieces.
I highly doubt that.
Oh, you just typed it in.
No, I think that was meant to be platinum. I typed it in this.
10, 9, 8.
Yeah. So I'll get rid of 2...
3 drinks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
2 gold. That means that's the equivalent of 5 drinks. So 4 gold makes that
10 drinks.
10 drinks.
Nice.
Plus 1 drink with what little silver he has. So 11. Stixes.
Okay. Can everyone make a number of Constitution saving throws equal to your number of drinks consumed?
Okay.
For every drink?
Yeah.
Damn.
See how buzzed you get.
I might absolutely fail. Forever.
For the first one, yes. The first one just doesn't touch the sides. Okay, fine.
Oh shit.
Oh, the third one hits you hard. It's alright.
That's when I was having the conversation with what's his face.
It's alright, you're only 1 level drunk.
I am just going to roll 11d20, add 5 to each of them.
Oh my god. Fail, pass, fail. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's only 5 failures in there. It's not too bad.
Yeah.
But that is...
But then I'd assume for every failure the DC would probably go up a little bit. But then maybe... I don't know.
Just roll a d20 for me. Stick. Just a d20.
Riggedy roll.
Klari is taking...
Oh god.
Okay, so Arwen is like tipsy drunk, doing okay.
I need to be responsible for my child.
Klari is well buzzed and having a great time.
He's on the tables.
I'm from.
Stix, however,
don't have alcohol.
is unconscious.
Woohoo!
Fuck yeah.
This is what I like to see.
So yeah, I mean that would happen on the
Wait for the
5th
hangover
failure. So I mean, if you want your 20 silver back for those last 4 drinks,
No, they're just bringing them.
Oh no, yeah. Stix just put that much gold on the bar and went, that's my tap.
okay. All right then.
Yeah, how much was it?
4 silver per drink. So
Okay.
you got like 20 silver. So you did 3, so that's 12. Yeah. Yeah. 6 passed out. Black. 1.
Okay. Roll a d6 for me.
Roll a d6. A d6. 1.
Stix
That's good.
passes out for about 20 minutes. It's not too long, but you are certainly, like you have like a 20-minute power nap.
And he's back on the grind.
And then you wake up very drunk, very, very drunk, but you do wake up from this power nap quite quickly at the table. Stix was hitting it hard quite early, so like a little bit of food maybe comes out eventually, some snacks for the table and so forth. Maybe that's Genevieve's like parting move, is to order some snacks for the table when Stix passes out. Like, make sure he eats some of that when he wakes up.
Why do I just imagine, when you go to Weatherspoons, you can like order from wherever on the app, and people like put it on the internet and then get random people to order some stuff, and it's just a whole table of peas because that's the cheapest thing on the menu. Never seen people do that?
No,
Oh,
I wasn't cool enough
table of
to
peas.
go out with people.
Oh no, I've never done it.
I'm lame.
My dad did it to me a few months ago when I was out with Sam and Dan, and he tried just ordering a thing of peas, and the people just came up and said, like, "Look, we're not bringing you out these peas. That's clearly not a serious thing." I was like, "I'm sorry, it was my dad." It was the lamest dude ever.
And Dad's down, ready to party.
And 2 bottles of champagne, which I don't believe anyone drunk, because champagne is horrible.
Anyway, in and amongst all this drinking, you see Damien drag Bally from the bar. A short while later, Damien returns and he begins serving like normal. Arwen, you spot this barmaid in the blue dress. She nips into the back. She excuses herself from Caleb and goes into the back. Continue. Yeah.
At the same place where the other guy is.
Yeah, into this like back room.
Can I like just
Sneak back there.
sneak
Yeah.
back there?
Yeah.
I'm
yeah, you
looking for
can.
the toilet, obviously.
Yeah, make a stealth check.
Can I use pass without trace, please?
You can, yeah, if you want.
Thank
Cast Pass Without Trace, get your plus 10 bonus to all stealth checks.
Yes, I don't want to be seen. Oh, did I
Oh,
get it?
33.
33?
Yeah, so you sneak into the back, and you find these 2 people in the back. You find Bally and this barmaid who you learn her name is Lena. Leena, if you notice. You can see he's like sat down on a barrel in the back and has a slight cut on his forehead, and she's like just like mopping it with a small
Right.
yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. Thank you. I couldn't think of the word cloth. Just like mopping it with like just like dabbing it with a small cloth. He's wincing slightly, but she's like tidies him up. And then after a couple of minutes, she like just wipes it away. You see her lean in and see.
Oh no!
Plants a kiss on his cheek.
Oh no! Oh. Does he look happy about this?
Turns his head towards hers and two of them start to kiss.
Oh God, no!
As you witness this and begin to stealth away, making your way out, you spot, you pass by, totally unseen, pass by Caleb, who seems to have also decided to follow Lena in. The rest of you from potentially from your table if maybe not Stix, maybe still not quite conscious at this point, but Klari might see, or certainly Arwen, you would see Caleb sort of get to the door, turn quite red, and just turns around and sort of storms like across the bar and just like plunks himself back down at his table and just immediately like into the cup, just chugging away.
And Barley's the one that's with whatever her name is.
Barley is married to Molly.
Molly.
Oh, someone's getting smited. If Stix wakes up.
Oh God. Oh, I do not condone this. This is not. Oh no.
Bally eventually returns to the bar, a few minutes behind Damien. You watch as he like shakes out his shaggy mane of salt and pepper hair, and he's got a very youthful face, but so it's unusual that he's got so much grey in his hair. He stretches out, uses his hair to sort of cover this small mark on his head. And then
is Damien the dad of one of them?
Molly.
Of Molly.
Okay. So you see him turn towards his wife and shoot her a wink. And then she sort of cocks her head a little bit in confusion, but smiles at him, and then everyone continues to work the bar as normal.
Oh.
Hey, Damien. Damien, you obviously know, this whole... I'm new here, soz. So, like, open relationships, is that a thing around here? You know, polyamory? Kissing other people?
And the guy didn't even know what an elk was. As weird.
Yeah, so you flag down Damien, and sort of like the bar has filled up noticeably around you. It's quite busy this evening. There's probably not an empty table, even if not every table is rammed and full. So move around quite quickly. He's like, what'll it be? What can I get you? Sorry, I didn't quite hear what you said. I don't really have time to,
Okay, no,
chat.
it's fine. Don't worry, you do you. I'll
Okay,
go talk to
do you
someone else.
Need more drinks?
No, well,
Okay.
he might. Actually, no, it's fine. I think he's had enough. Molly, woohoo, girl. I don't know.
I imagine Arwen trying to be like really girly and be like, girl is probably the most awkward thing ever.
Hey, girl.
Yeah, you flag down Molly now. She walks around. It's like, yes, what can I do for you? You all need some more drinks, or?
I got a really quick question. You see a lot of people about, yeah? Because it's a bar.
The bar does a good trade, yeah.
In this sort of town, is multiple partners a thing?
Each to their own. I'm not one to judge.
What about you?
No, I'm quite happy with my husband, thank you.
Okay, I was just making sure. So you got really pretty eyes.
Thank you, miss.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Shit! Oh my god.
Oof. Didn't see that point, but
She heads off, and everyone. The noise in the bar is sort of up a notch by the number of people in here now, with a lot going on. As the evening wears on, starts to get a little bit later now, and a few people start to drift out. You can see Caleb has, been in his corner for a little while, doing some heavy drinking. There was a couple of empty flagons on the table side. Eventually, when things quiet down a little bit, pushes away like with a scrape of his stool, and walks across the bar to Molly.
Oh God! Oh no!
You can see he pulls Molly aside and leans in and whispers something in her ear. Molly's face goes quite red, almost as red as her hair, and she she looks quite distressed, but she also sneers in sort of like a disbelieving manner at Caleb, and you can see she pushes him away.
Is he?
Molly then goes and approaches her father, Damien. Has a they have a few they exchange a few quiet words before a few quiet words in hushed conversation before Damien takes over running the main bar, and Molly grabs her husband and leads him out of the room towards the stairs.
Oh my God! Is this going to be like a murder mystery? Because I'm so excited.
Ooh. There's a lot going on.
Also everyone make another perception check.
Perception. By this point, would I be? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'd say you're definitely awake again, Stix.
I mean, even if it
I was going to say, would I be making it with disadvantage?
Even so.
Not on this little drunk tracker that I've got.
Okay.
Clary is.
There are other things that may or may not come into Clary is having a great time in her own little world. But yeah, maybe to help.
You can't perceive me.
She just stood behind a pole like sneak.
It's like Clary's dance move, the sneak attack. There's a group of people dancing, and Clary's just slowly moves up to them, and they're just sneak attack. But it's like a quick there's a flurry of dancing, and there's a spin on the dance floor, and then she's gone, and someone's just there, just what the shit? I've just been sneak danced.
I've been sneak danced.
Yeah.
Yes,
Sure.
the ancient ritual of sneak dance.
After Bally and Molly leave the main common room, you see Caleb approaches Lena, and they have another sort of semi-hushed conversation as Caleb's sort of following around while she's still trying to work, before eventually sort of moving off to a quiet corner. It seems quite emotional. You can spot they both seem to be tearing up from across the bar. Yeah, and that's. Let's see.
Can I go over to Caleb?
Mm-hmm.
Just slide in next. I'm imagining he's in this little booth in the corner.
Yeah, he and Lena currently stood in the corner having a private.
She's still there.
Yeah, they're currently having a conversation.
I'll just wait.
Okay. Okay, you wait.
Is she gone yet?
No, they stay talking for a little while. It's quite late now. Things have quieted down a fair bit, and eventually they exit together.
Oh, okay, bye.
I mean, if you wanted to interrupt, you could say something.
No, he seems fine now.
Okay.
I thought he was getting mad at people. Wait, why is he going with her? Oh God, there's a murder mystery outside.
Ooh.
Yeah.
But she didn't even clock out.
Pardon?
She won't get her hours.
Yeah. As you're sitting there, Stix, still quite drunk, you look up and you see You think you see Ballybalfrey approaching you again until you realize, with like a handful of glass, until you realize it's only another patron with sort of long grey hair is just returning mugs to the bar.
I'm gonna I've got like probably what's an empty one in my hands. I'm like, I'm not done with this one.
Yeah. Yeah, and with your perception check, Arwen, you'd see the hooded figure from earlier. And you notice like he like tracks the couple of Molly and Bally as they go upstairs, and then he leaves. Heads outside. You watch him watch them as he crosses the room and just leaves.
This is weird shit. I don't know what's going on.
Yes, thing is going on.
I feel like I should have followed somebody, but I'm so confused. And I'm probably exhausted.
As the evening, winds down, Damien wanders over to you and says, "Well, I'm sorry. I'm either gonna have to kick you all out, or I'm gonna, you're all gonna need to pay for rooms for the night, because of the curfew and whatnot."
Yes, the whatnot.
The whatnot, or the.
Well, if you'd like to rent rooms, they're 3 gold apiece.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. He takes 3 gold each off all of you. Hands you 4 keys. Yeah. For different rooms. And sort of carries on just like wiping down empty tables, clearing up empty glasses and things like that. You haven't seen any more sign of Molly or Bally or Lena or Caleb. Everyone just make one more perception check for me.
Ooh. Oh, man. Perception. My baby.
What the heck was that?
I don't know.
Okay, so just Arwen, you'd see as sort of the last few people are beginning to drift out and patrons are either sort of exiting or heading up the stairs. You see a figure. You see with a hood up and you see like just sort of the hood goes up, a little like flash of like red hair as it's like tucked away, is exiting the bar.
Hood up,
boy.
red hair, exiting the bar.
Long red hair. You reckon female?
Theme of the bar lady.
Possibly.
Piper.
So, you all head to sleep. Get a long rest.
She so did it. She did it in the kitchen with the
with the candlestick.
Yeah, get all regain spell slots, hit points, all those fun things. Why won't this scroll? Damn it! There we go. Yeah, and you awaken in the morning.
To the screams of the police.
Sunlight drifts through the windows. Again, it's this sort of weak early morning sunlight blocked by this greyish sort of like fog-like overhanging cloud. And yes, you have correctly predicted. It is to the screams. And there is a shout of murder.
Who?
Murder.
Which one?
We'll find out.
But wait, Genevieve's not dead. Can I make sure Genevieve's alive?
Yeah.
Is she alive?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, she's fine. Thank God.
Find out
That would be fucking awkward,
next
wouldn't
week.
Is Hugo okay?
We're all
He's
like,
fine.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. None of us were murdered, right? This wasn't
Yeah,
So
no,
it's
I've got a note here from Abby that says
die.
I'd like to murder Stix in the night. So
Neo.
Dun dun dun.
you'll find
Dun,
out who's
dun, dun.
dead next week.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
I did run slightly longer than I wanted, but I did want to get to that nice cliffhanger because otherwise it seemed like I was getting really into the love lives of my bar staff.
Oh my God, this is so
I've listened back and because I was so confused who was who.
Yeah, there's
So
a lot of.
Molly and
I've got some stuff that I can if you've got we'll go through questions next week and I'll give you a timeline of events and stuff like that, so you've got a little bit of stuff to work from. And it just didn't work out that this isn't a little one shot I've picked up to hopefully try and put in. So I've had to tailor it around to fit in the world and stuff, but it's a nice little one shot I've picked up. Who's it by?
I'm going to prepare a different spell today.
Okay.
Okay, JJ, answer me this.
Mm-hmm.
Preparing spells.
Yes.
When would I prepare spells?
So the rules as written, and my understanding of certainly how clerics do it, mainly playing Doc, is that you prepare your spells first thing in the morning. So it says, because it specifically says after a long rest. So basically, at the end of a long rest, so it wouldn't have to be I wake up and immediately I prepare my spells, but
I hear someone shout murder, then I prepare my spells.
well, it takes a bit of time to do rules as written. I'm not going to be there being you didn't spend 5 minutes preparing your 5 spell changes, so therefore you don't have spell. But that's when it would happen, first thing in the morning. But if you want to change the spells, just change the spells. I'm not after a long rest.
I mainly wanted to know because obviously we've heard the shout murder.
Mm.
And I didn't want to metagame it too much, but I am going to switch out one of my spells for Zone of Truth.
I mean, you did wake up to the sound. You probably didn't wake up at the crack of dawn, let's be honest.
Oh, yeah, absolutely not. Stix heard murder and went, oh, not today.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to take you a bit of time. You've got to,
one fucking day.
You've got to put, find some clothes, and do all that sort of thing. It's not like murder. I'm out unless you're I'm out the door in my pants to investigate. Then,
How did you know?
Then you have no time.
How I investigate?
You investigate in your pants.
Yeah.
Also,
cause another scandal.
Absolutely.
You're Daenerys from the end of series 1 of Game of Thrones, of just a dragon artfully walked over things.
What do I get rid of? Oh, what do I get rid of? Yeah, Thunderous Smite. That's going to be an interesting one.
We'll find out what you get rid of next week.
I'm sure.